Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so we will be adding on to our asteroid base. Yeah, there was a few minor issues with it. I was talking about it a while ago. I don't even know how many episodes back it was, but I believe it was somewhere around the update. We had some issue with parts clipping inside of the asteroids and all kinds of different stuff, and I just sent an asteroid capturer there and just to check all of everything out to make sure everything was okay, and everything was okay. I don't understand. There was it was the connectors between two asteroids, and it was the first connection we sent up, I believe, that was having the issue, and it was really badly clipped inside of an asteroid, and I really don't know what happened, but yeah, it's fine now. Everything just worked itself out without me even having to do any intervention whatsoever. But yeah, so we will be taking some intervention this episode, and I will be kind of replacing one of the connections, which is that weakling connection that I have. I just don't like it. It doesn't fit with the station. It really doesn't look right to me, and this one I would say is much better designed compared to the last one, or I should say the first one. And this is kind of a copy of the second one. There really isn't very much difference between this one and the other one, and I like this design. I like the cupola modules. I just like how everything looks. It has that look to it that I like. The first one, it wasn't that I wasn't really trying, but it was more of just like, oh, let's see if this works, and it does. And I don't know if I will be connecting them in this episode, to be honest. Or, well, I shouldn't say connecting them, but on camera. I might try to do it when we're all sped up and everything, when I'm trying then, but what happened there? Something not good, but I think our rocket's okay. I don't know if I'll be able to do it because I was experiencing, I don't know if maybe they changed something with the update recently, or, over the last couple, but there was a lot of issues trying to get those things connected up, and the two asteroids, I should say, with this connection piece. It really doesn't like it. The game doesn't like it. The game crashed multiple times on me, and I had to do it in such a convoluted way that it really didn't make very much sense, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. It was one of those kind of things that just makes you want to pull your hair out. And, it's just those little things at this game sometimes that, you can spend 2 hours doing something and see almost no return on it. And, I have absolutely plenty of experiences with that. One of them was the Duna base. When I set up the Duna base, the first initial Duna base with, what was it? The solar panels connected to it. A lot of you guys don't know, but it probably took me about somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 hours to get those solar panels connected. It was the same thing with the launch pad. The first launch pad I ever made, or I shouldn't say launch pad, but the landing pad for the Minmus base. And which, speaking of that, we should get around to start building some bases again. I got a few ideas on bases, and I was, if you guys are looking forward to seeing more bases, or if you like the base construction stuff, then maybe I'll just dip back into it a little bit again. But, I was kind of giving it a break. I didn't want to beat a dead horse, and sit there and do 20 or 30 bases all over the place. But, I got some plans for bases, at least coming up, a few different things. But, one of them not being that crazy, but the other one I'm thinking is going to be kind of cool, so. But, Minmus is kind of my favorite place as far as building bases is concerned, because it just has these really nice and open, flat areas where you can just go crazy and build whatever you want. And that is kind of one of the major things that you need when you're building a base like that. Let's see, there we go. We will set that as a target. Let's see, what do we got? I'm looking for the inclination. It's down here. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. Something like that will probably work. I don't know. We'll probably have to start our burn, like, really quickly. I don't even know what stage we're on right now, either. Oh, it looks like we still got some of that. That's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, when it comes to these faraway objects, it gets to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get out to them. But I think we're going to be alright. We will definitely be okay. Let's see, just kind of knock that over, and not bad. 98 seems like it's a lot, but, you know, that's fairly decent for that far away of an object. I don't even know what kind of orbit that thing has. I think we're a couple, yeah, 35 million, or was it, that would be, that'd be 35,000 kilometers, I believe. Yeah, I really suck at converting, yeah, I really just suck at that, you know, the whole imperial system thing. I learned so many times, and it's just, you don't apply it, and you don't think about it, you don't use it, and you just instantly forget it. Otherwise, you learn, and then you know it for, yeah, well, actually, that's pretty much what I was just saying. It's like, if you don't apply it, you lose it. And, you know, here in America, we just have to do things different, because, you know, it's such a great thing to do. Let's see. I think that will be okay. I think that will be more than enough fuel for this endeavor. We should be able to make it all the way out there. Shouldn't be too much of a burn. That I think this stage should have more than enough fuel to make it out there. Definitely. But yeah, so the bases is something I've been thinking about again, and I kind of want to try a few different designs. I would really want to make something that is kind of an all-in-one base, sort of, maybe something like that. You know, something that maybe will hold around 50 Kerbals, and be able to also get there all in one, which I don't know if that's going to be possible. Otherwise, I was thinking something along the lines of holding around 30, or maybe something like that, maybe 30, and kind of have it all be all in one, but have attachable modules and all that good stuff. Alright, it looks like, let's just check our staging. Everything's good. Let's go. Wow, what is going on here? Fix yourself, dear God. This thing is not very stable. I don't know why it's jumping around like that. I don't know if it is a stability issue. Sort of. Not really. Whatever. Alright. But yeah, I was looking at a few different designs, as thinking of a few different things. It's kind of fun having a job that's really boring and lame, because then all you can do is sit around and think about stuff you want to do when you're playing Kerbal Space Program, which is always fun. And I know some of you guys are in school, and I'm pretty sure you guys just sit around in class and think about different stuff you want to do in Kerbal Space Program, which is never a bad thing. I mean, I do say pay attention to your studies, but Kerbal Space Program, it's kind of hard to just, you know, I don't think I could not think about playing this game. But let's see. I was reading some really bad stuff about this game too. People are terrible sometimes. People are saying that this game is never going to be finished, and just everything else. Not nice, people. Let's see. Yeah, that should work. I don't think... Yeah, we're gonna meet up with our target here, so that is probably... I'll just let this get a little bit closer. Actually, I think that is a little bit too close, but whatever. We need to flip this thing around. Come on. You know what, guys? I'll see you once we get closer to the asteroid, because this is just going to be me maneuvering around. Wow. Yeah, maneuvering around until I can get there. So I'll see you guys then. Well, yeah. So that was pretty interesting. I honestly don't know what happened. This game just freaked out on me. We'll put it that way. So I've gotten everything set up. The only thing I did change, I don't really know what happened. This game really does not like it when you attach asteroids together. That is one thing I have actually, I truly do have to say I have found out since I've started playing this game. Or at least messing with these asteroids, I should say. So we'll get these things attached up. I am not sure on how long this is going to take, or if it's even going to be possible, at least in this episode. I'm not 100% certain how I'm going to do all of this, mostly because of this major issue, this major pressing issue, which is that my frame rate is pretty low, and also, if the game is going to freak out again, I don't know how long it's really going to take for me to do all of this. I didn't really plan on the whole thing exploding. I expected us just to pull up here. Now, if you guys, like, notice, I do want to say I didn't actually fly into the station. You guys can see even right now, things are kind of just jumping around like crazy. We'll go forward a little bit here. Yeah, just turn on the RCS. There we go. And it looks like we are actually floating sideways? I don't know. We got to get ourselves in the middle here. The one thing I was thinking is potentially I could redo a good portion of this base. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do that, but I was considering kind of getting rid of a good portion of the stuff over here and kind of starting from scratch and seeing if maybe potentially using a little bit stronger reinforcements between these might be the best route. Although if it's the Kraken that's doing it, it doesn't matter what we use, it will rip it apart. So that is kind of one of those things that, you know, if that's the case, then there really isn't anything we can do. What I'm going to try, though, at least for right now, is I will be disconnecting the major asteroid here, and I'm going to try connecting these two together, or getting this portion on, and then I think I can use this, or I'll be using this stage potentially. I don't actually think we have any. No, we don't. That won't work. That might suck. We might need additional things, but I'm gonna probably get rid of a lot of this stuff here, and I'm probably gonna speed most of this up as well, because this is going to take a quite bit of time. I'm pretty sure about that one. But let's get this disconnected, and then we'll start from there. hopefully this, I am really hoping that this isn't going to take, you know, just an obscene amount of time. I should quick save before I start really monkeying around with anything, so this might be, a couple tries before I actually end up getting it, but yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. So, there were a few issues. Actually, there were a lot of issues. Just an insane amount of issues. You can see it's looking good, but, where'd the colony go? Yeah, so let me fully explain just about everything that happened. I did not record most of it because of the fact that I have been trying to do this for a couple hours now, and I finally bit the bullet and kind of came to a realization also that a lot of the stuff that we had attached initially had a lot of issues. And when I say that, I think the update did kind of screw some things up, and it was just not apparent at the time. But, you know, you guys could see with the first thing, when I got close, it just completely ripped itself apart. When I was trying to actually attach pieces to it, including, we got down to the point where I was trying to attach the asteroid itself, it just wasn't taking. It wouldn't attach, and for a multitude of reasons. One of them, a lot of the parts that... Is this... Ooh, wow. I'm just making sure that this isn't floating towards the panels. That wouldn't be good. But, we had a few different pieces attached to the top and the sides, and those were for stability of the asteroid, and that actually hindered a lot of things because I was trying to detach a lot of those, and they were actually embedded into the collision, I guess if you want to call it the collision model or whatever you want to call it, of the asteroid. And anytime I detached those, it would send the asteroid flying away at, you know, maybe 10 or 20 meters per second, and then just it became an issue of just trying to line everything up again. So it definitely caused a lot of issues. Then, randomly, I don't know why, but, if I hit any kind of time warp or did anything, everything would just explode randomly. So, I decided the best course of action would be to use Hyper Edit, and I don't like doing this generally. I really don't. But, you know, I didn't really change much on the orbit. This is where we were. I kind of bumped this out just like maybe a few, I don't even know, maybe it was like 500,000 meters or whatever. What is it? 500,000 kilometers, yeah. Wait, no, not 500. Wow, we'll just forget about that. My metrics conversion sucks. So, yeah, that's pretty much where it comes down to. We will be redoing everything, and I really want to do it all genuine and everything else. This is just the only thing I had to do in order to even salvage everything. The original crew I will be bringing back. We will probably have some kind of a rescue mission in order to get them, which won't be too crazy here. I mean, there really isn't very much as far as saving them. I mean, there really isn't that many things I would really need to do. So, you know, that probably won't be too much of an issue, at least picking them up. But, you know, things are looking pretty good now. I am fairly happy with all of this. I did a few tests and everything else, and I think I'm going to leave it at this. The only thing I will say is after another update, I don't know if I'm really going to come back to this in case if stuff changes again to the point of which where these things will all be colliding back inside, which will cause an issue. So I think what I'll do is will be dedicating most of my time, at least for the most part, you know, towards this project and really just kind of topping it off. You know, the frame rate also, at the last base too was kind of abysmal. I kind of, you know, this design works a lot better because a lot of the stuff I had doubles of, where I had 2 separate solar panels, and I don't want to drag this on too much longer. I know you guys, I don't know what the reception's going to be as far as what you guys are going to say, but this is the best I could do with what I had, and, you know, it kind of really just comes down to that. But there will be a second base starting up again, and, you know, we'll go forth from there. But, you know, everything's looking pretty good. Just really hope there's no more issues. I really don't like spending massive amounts of time just dedicated towards just doing something simple as connecting these asteroids. The one thing I will say, though, is that connecting these asteroids isn't a very easy thing. For those of you who are trying to do this yourself, the one thing I will say is that when you have a setup command module, say this is your initial asteroid here, and this is technically your command module that's attached to this asteroid. When you want to connect this asteroid to that one, you need to use your ship and disconnect at the last second in order, well, what you need to do, I guess I should explain that a little bit more. You know, get this asteroid set up to the exact spot where you need it, you know, to where you can connect up these 2 asteroids, and, you know, using this kind of method, you need to push the asteroid towards this connection here, and then disconnect your module, the ship that you're using to push the asteroid at the very last second, or, you know, close to, so this asteroid will just kind of meander and land onto this connector, and then it will connect both of them together. If you do it any other way, your game will crash, and it will put you wherever you were before. So if that was before the mission even started, or wherever you last quick saved, that's where it will set you up. And so, you know, the only thing I will say is, once you get everything lined up, quick save, and, you know, just kind of push forth and kind of do whatever you can. But anyways, guys, not the best episode. I do know that there was a lot of stuff that happened. I'm not very happy about having to use HyperEdit on a technically unmodded game. You know, I don't really use it all the time. I don't plan on ever using it for a lot of things. And, you know what? If you guys like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. To all you new people, welcome. And, yeah, I will see you next time.